And there is no other bike like it in the world. Remember, this is a 5-speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you gotta go up and down for reverse or whatever, and he converted it to foot shifter. Don was not an engineer, he was a lineman. Look at this, everything on this bike is stainless steel or chrome, everything. So here's the fuel pump, and thankfully it did have a brake in it. I didn't have to chase down the wiring harness. And this looks like a cover he made for it. So if I take this fitting off, it should slide right out. I'm always scared. I got my fire extinguisher and my fire blanket. So we got to move stuff around a little bit. I'm going to push that katana out of the way. Okay. Then we're going to see if I can yux this V8 bike around from the Dodge bike. Then try to back in the V8 bike and put it over there somewhere.
Clear it. Straighten up. Right hand down.
I am.
A little bit, just tight, that's it. Just pull it
I can't believe I actually rode this thing.
No, you rode the death wish.
So I don't know if we should do a big U-turn so it's facing the other way, and then we back it in.
As long as you remember you've got a radiant there and the weight's going to...
Well, you know what? Maybe we won't U-turn it because this sucks.
I'm doing no push.
Wait, I am going to U-turn it.
Okay.
Hang on, I got to turn a little bit.
Now you can put right hand down a bit.
Well, keep going back so I get the whole... I'm going to get as close... Oh, I can't. Okay. All right, so we'll do this. And that's good. Well, that's one down.
You want to get in the center?
Pretty much, because we're going to film and I get it up on the...
Alright, you can come back a long way and then we can straighten up and get it better. Now, you want to be in the center of the room or...
Well, I need enough room to put those stands up.
Okay, well,
So
come back a little bit more.
And I've never done this before because I have to lift the front end up. Oh, how do you do it?
This is...
I don't know.
I don't like the way it's turning though.
I don't either because it looks like it's off on the one side.
Yeah.
The whole bike is.
Put some muscle into it. That's better. A little bit. No, not like that. Some workout. Sure about this?
No. That's why we're filming it. In case it goes boom.
You're not going to tell me we're doing this to the rear end of the...
Uh-huh. Yeah, so I think this, well, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know.
See, it's better with two.
Watch your foot.
Yeah.
So theoretically, you can put this under, take those stands off, and roll it around.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm just gonna put this under it for when it falls down.
It looks perfectly like that. Look out.
I just broke my drill bit.
Nothing to see here.
Just broke the drill bit. Well, do you want to lower it and put it on? I don't think we should press our luck.
No, I wouldn't.
Or maybe we should because it'll be more secure. Okay.
Because this is where the less weight is. I mean, a lot of the weight is up front on this motorcycle. So this is going to be a more sensible one to take the brunt of the weight.
Nothing is sensible about
then we
this.
can get the balance right.
Nothing is sensible about this.
perfectly logical motorcycle.
Well then, I don't know what the heck to do.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Down.
Well, up for you, down for me.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay. All right, give me a hand.
Okay.
I don't know if it's gonna kick.
It's good. See?
Whoa! Is it on? Why does it look like it's tippy?
Well, it's a bit tippy because we've still got the front one on. Bit early for humour.
Ready?
Okie. Here she goes, past the point of no return.
Am I lined up?
Yeah, keep going.
Are we?
All right, you've got it there. Let me just double check it. It has to be lined up because the back's on, so it can't not be lined up.
So I think he has those radiator clamps to clamp it on, but it's on there for now.
Well, it ain't going anywhere, that's for sure.
Okay, so now let's take a look at this bike. This is one very special bike, and there is no other bike like it in the world. Yeah, it's a car engine bike, but it's totally hand fabricated. I look at this bike and I think the closest thing that it comes to is maybe Wild Bill Gelbick's Road Dog, which Sean from Bikes and Beards has. And that begs another question. See, Road Dog was built by an aerospace engineer from Green Bay, Wisconsin. And this bike was built by Don Fruth. He called it the Dodge bike. And he's from Madison, Wisconsin. So we are on our way to Madison, Wisconsin to meet with Don Fruth. And you know, I'm getting something. Now, Don was building car engine motorcycles long before there was Boss Hoss, before there was Ecstasy trikes. He was hand building them in his basement. And not with the pro shops, not with the aftermarket frames. This isn't Orange County choppers. He didn't have a Paco frame. Everything on his bikes are hand done. And I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to get it. We're gonna talk to him. He's in his 80s now. So part of my goal here is to preserve the story, the history. He just passed away last July. He was in his 80s. So maybe they were close to the same age because Wild Bill died young. Wild Bill was an aerospace engineer and Don was a telephone lineman. Yeah, so well, they're both sort of engineers, but like, take a look at Wild Bill's bike and it looks like an erector set. Well, granted it's bigger, but Wild Bill's bike is an automatic. This is manual shift. Car engine, car transaxle, but manual shift. So the engine, it came out of a Dodge Shelby Turbo GLH. Remember that? Carroll Shelby Dodge Omni goes like hell turbo, beats Ford Mustangs, all that stuff. And Don found the engine. And here's what he did. So I guess this is one side of the half shaft. And this would be the other side, but it's capped off. And what he had to do was, remember this is a 5-speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you gotta go up and down for reverse or whatever. And he converted it to foot shifter.
You see the really small print up here?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's an H pattern?
Yeah.
So,
This, to get into first gear, see where my heel is back here?
yeah.
You push down on that. That pushes this, gets this up into the first and second gear track.
Uh-huh.
That just gets you, all you have to do to get there, and you have to push your heel back here.
So you need big boots.
And to get you to, that gets you to first gear. Then you don't have to use the heel part.
To
That
get to
just
second, right.
change gear, and then that to get you into second gear. And then when you come down to, well, it already changed.
Yeah, I see it because that's its
I didn't-
default.
I didn't have it, no, I haven't driven it in 2 years.
Yeah. Now Don was, well, he was 6 foot something, so he was big. He could do it. I'm gonna drive this thing. That's our goal. But I'll tell you, this bike, when I look at this bike and I look at that monstrosity that Wild Bill built, this is stainless steel aircraft tubing. As I understand it, you can't bend that. Don described it, he had to cut it. Cut it, cut it, cut it, TIG weld it, cut it, TIG weld it.
Yeah, the Dodge bike is where the whole frame is surgical stainless steel tubing.
Yeah, he said that's like $20,000 worth of steel.
Yeah, and you can't bend surgical stainless steel tubing.
So how did he do that?
Cut and weld and fill in, grind down, polish. All those bends, all those curves.
Are cut and welds.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You can't tell.
I know.
he was.
But there, you cannot bend that tubing.
With the welder that you bought him?
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm glad I came up. That'll make a good story when we fire that bike up.
When you relook at that tubing, all those turns, none of them is a bend.
Oh my gosh. And you can't even tell. It is so nicely done. He had to design the frame, the swing arm, the 4x4 stainless steel exhaust. So
I made all this, these are all stainless steel tubing.
uh-huh.
And they will, after a while, they will discolor, and you take chrome polish and it's just like waxing.
Right.
You don't have to do any severe rubbing on it. And then I built, this is a baffled muffler. Goes all the way across there. It goes 4 into 4.
Wow.
4
Four
into 4.
into 4. Oh, so yeah.
4 into 4.
Wow.
And that makes it quiet. And it is quiet. It's like a car.
Now he took the turbo off and put dual Webers on, so he has to modify or make the manifold so that the Webers are level because the engine is tilted in the car, and put these dual Webers on.
And put dual Webers on. I bought the dual, so it's a dual Weber kit, but this motor in its stock configuration tilts back. It's at an angle about like this. I rotated it this way and checked to make sure that everything would work that way. And I got baffles in the oil pan so the oil doesn't fly up against the crank.
Right.
And
So you had to change the angle of your intakes to keep your carb level.
I cut these off and cut a V off of it, and because it was the carburetors would have been slanting like this because the whole motor was tipped back like that. So this was a racing conversion kit for these motors. And anyway, so it would slant like that. So I had to cut it off, cut this in half, and then cut a V off of one side, and rotate it up so it get
And
it weld it all back together again
You did it in this garage or in your basement?
in my basement.
Wow. It's at a different angle when it's mounted here. There's a lot of engineering that went on this bike. And to think of it, Don was not an engineer. He was a lineman. Take that, Wild Bill. No aerospace background. And look at the styling touches.
I had to do it. I had to try it and make different. I made all this. This is fat bob tanks.
Right.
And they're actually two pieces. I made this whole thing. And this is all, you can't tell it because of the body putty, but these are all separate pieces, all welded together to conform this in its rough shape. And then I glazed just a glazing putty and put it over to build a contour of it.
This is amazing. Look at the gauges buried in the tank. We're going to figure out how to fire this thing up. I'm going to figure out how to ride it. Don made this stand. I guess I'd be remiss if I didn't say Don built, well, I know of 4 bikes, maybe 5. You first met Don. How old were you?
I was probably 15, and I was out front of my house on a Honda step-through 50, and he pulled up and he was on basically a bicycle with a motor attached to it.
But it was a bicycle.
I remember it as a bicycle.
Uh-huh.
And we had a motor, belt and everything, and we were riding around a little bit, and that's when we first met. And since that time, he's built many, many bikes.
How many do you think he built?
Well, I know of about 7, 8, 9 of them, I guess. But,
okay, I don't know of that many.
But of ones he kept. Let me say.
You think he kept 9 actually?
Well, built and for himself. There's a bunch more that he either was a partial builder, but in more cases the major builder for friends and other club members, and where he built some beautiful, beautiful show bike choppers, very classic, that are still out there somewhere.
Oh, so there are. I only knew I knew of the Buick the V6. Yeah, that was a Buick V6 bike that he cut
originally.
I'm gonna go sleep in my house now.
Hi.
Hi, AWOL.
I'm Dave. Hi, AWOL. Then he cut that up when he built the V8 bike.
Right.
And then I knew of the 2 Moto Guzzies because he built one for a friend when he took the frame for this one or something for that. And then I knew of the trike, and I knew of the Dodge bike.
Yeah.
It sounded like all the other ones were cut up.
Well, not so much cut up as well, a few of them I'm sure were, but a lot of them were bikes he built for other people, though he asked nothing of them other than they supply all the parts, paid for any of the paints, and helped out the work.
There's still a number of his bikes floating around in circulation.
Yeah, I know one was a beautiful. In fact, I could show you another picture of it.
Okay, tell us about this front end and the bike.
All right, the frame and fork are matching Harman. It's called the front end is called a spurter or whatever, a Harman fork, which it has the aesthetics of a girder, but the suspension is actually, it's got like a rocker system like a Springer would, and then the rear of the rocker has a plunger that with a spring hidden inside the rear leg of the girder.
Oh, wow.
So it compresses, or it actually, I guess it would pull on that when it actuates the suspension, compressing the spring hidden inside here. So I don't know if there's any serviceability to it, but...
And that's a Harman frame also?
That is a matching Harman frame is what I've always heard, and it looks correct with the bracing and the axle plate there. Yeah, and they are alleged to have extremely good handling, even despite the large rake and stretch numbers. Yeah.
All right, cool. This is one he built decades earlier, and that is a Buick V8. And we've done a video. I've actually ridden this bike. This was his bike, and he built another one for his wife, similar style, but out of a Moto Guzzi, and that's this other video here. And I've ridden that one. But I've not ridden this one yet. In fact, I haven't even heard this one run. So in honor of Don, we're gonna get this bike started, and I'm committed to riding it. Oh yeah, and the fourth bike he built was actually a T-bucket trike. And I found that at the time. It was offered for sale, but it was too much like a car. Now that Don's gone, I probably should have bought it. I don't know where that T-bucket is. Last seen in Michigan. If you know where it is, drop us a line, send me an email. In the meantime, we're gonna figure this one out. Now, I've got to go back and review the video. Don told me how to change out that battery, but also we've got dual gas tanks. We have this up here and another one under the seat. But I think there's a valve that shuts down there that shuts this tank off. So like what I need to make sure is that the inside of this tank and the inside of that tank are clean, that they're not full of crud. And this bottom tank doesn't have a drain on it. It just has that line. So what I'm hoping I can do, and it looks like I have to take some of this apart just to do it, which I'm not anxious to do. I was thinking of trying to look inside there with a bore scope to see if it's got cruddy gas in it. I guess if that's off, there's no way it can get into the here. This is probably a fuel pump. So we've got to figure that out before we light it up. So let's get started. Where did I put the 4.5 millimeter I just had? I just had it. There it is. Gosh, how can I lose stuff that quickly? Now what else is holding it? Ugh. What a pain. Ugh. Oh. Tell me the shifter's in the way. Can't be. Just fits. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Look at this. Everything on this bike is stainless steel or chrome. Everything. Amazing. That would be all rusty if that was chrome. Wow. How did I get that in? Ah. Wow, that just fits. Ew. Looks like the filter is dripping. All right, gas is drained. So what I think I'm gonna do is see if I hear the fuel pump click before I do anything else. And why am I nervous? I don't know. Wow. Is that some kind of ECU? Horn? I'm guessing that's lights. How does that fuel pump work? Let's see. It's got a wire. Is there a plug anywhere? So I always think this is going to be easier than it is. This is the fuel pump. And this goes up to the fuel rail here. I can crack that, see if it's getting fuel, if I put fuel in the tank, but I'm not hearing it. What I got to figure out is where that's getting 12 volts so I can see that it's getting it and there's not a safety switch somewhere. That's kind of hard to see in there. So that's where I'm at now. I thought this was going to be easier. I thought it was going to be battery, gas, and go. Well, let's see. So here's the fuel pump. And thankfully it did have a break in it. I didn't have to chase down the wiring harness. And this looks like a cover he made for it. So if I take this fitting off, it should slide right out. And maybe we can match it up. It's probably just some sort of generic inline electric fuel pump. We'll go down to Napa and maybe we'll get lucky. So I'm not sure how I'm going to get this cover off. It's really on there. Maybe if I heat it up. I hope it's not glued. Please, move. No. Oh, how does he get that on? Wait, what turned? No, the whole thing turned. No, that isn't gonna work, is it? Oh! Well, I did get it apart. This is the fuel pump. This was only a stainless steel cover. I thought it would be hard because nobody really makes a stainless steel fuel pump. Maybe chrome. He had that glued in. Even heat wouldn't get it. But I got it out. And this is unique because this is the bracket. He countersunk that. Now, why would you do that in stainless steel? The only thing I can think of is he countersunk it to hide the bolt head under the stainless steel cover. And that's the difference between Road Dogge, a mechanic, and Don Fruth. I think he's like an artistic mechanic. That's what we're going to call him. And we need to come up with a name for this bike. So I got the fuel pump. Find it. He's got a 3/8 outlet. I couldn't find a 3/8 outlet in a low pressure 1 to 5 PSI pump. The best you can do is 4 and up, which is why he had this, the adjustable regulator. He had it set at 1 so he could dumb down the pump. So all that trouble, I couldn't get that in anyway. We're going to use the generic clamp. We're going to hook it up and then we're going to see if it starts. So I have this wired just temporarily to see if it works. Not as pretty as the old one. Here goes nothing. Yeah, well, we got fuel pump. So I guess now we put gas in it. So it looks like we got a little bit of an antifreeze leak here. Looks like it's coming out of here. I don't know if that's a gasket or a water pump. Is that a water pump? Anybody have a 2.2 Omni? We're ready, I think. I don't know if you like this part. This is a scary part. I'm always scared. I got my fire extinguisher and my fire blanket. We'll see if we have any leaks. No leaks. Let's see when we get some pressure. Why am I always so scared? Does it stay running or is it shut off? I don't know. I don't know how that regulator works. I guess it stays running. I don't know if I have a choke. Hey, well, that's a plus. How much do I want to do that? Now I do have a fuel leak. Now we're stopping. Well, oh crap. So my Webers the floats in the Webers are stuck too. All right, either that or my regulator is too high. Even though I have it at 1, I don't know if it's regulating. Is it still at 1? Yeah, it's at 1. Wow, that's pissing a lot of fuel. So we have more work to do. Almost. Not quite.